Okay, so here we are at the stage where the base coat has been chipped. So before this we did the priming and the pre-shading, and then I covered that with a coat of satin varnish followed by some Worn Effects fluid. So then I applied the base coat, which is this colour here, the AK Braun, which is RL 820. So that was applied across the whole model, just in a nice light coat, and then by adding some white to it, I then put some colour modulation to give the highlights, just on the raised surfaces where the light's hitting it on the panels. And then I added some grey to it as well, just to provide a little bit of extra shading in some of those sort of dark areas. So once colour modulation was done, I then went back with a stiff brush and a pointer tool and things to apply the chipping. So just a little bit of water and chipping back, exposed the primer underneath, which is what I was looking for, and I've now given it all another coat of satin varnish. Because after this I then start adding the camouflage pattern, which is the Braun, and I have some chipping effects in that as well, so there'll be a layer of Worn Effects fluid on top of this before the camo goes on, so I can then chip back that top camo down to the base cut, and then I can also chip it back down to the primer as well if I'm wanting to. Okay, so the Growl camouflage pattern's been added. I just used a airbrush to do this, running at about 20 psi or so, just so I could sort of freehand the soft edge camo. Worked quite nicely. Added a little bit of thinner to it, but you don't want to add too much, otherwise you'll start getting spiders across the finish. So that's all done. Next step will be to go back and do a little bit of chipping on this. I just want to blend in the chips from the base coat into the top coat, and also have a few areas where the camouflage spray has sort of worn down a little bit, exposing the Braun underneath. Okay, so once I put the varnish coat on to protect everything which has been chipped, it was then time to apply the filter. So this is sort of a yellow-orange filter, and I thinned it down a little bit because otherwise it came out a little bit too strong, and so that was just applied in a thin, even coat across the entire model. So what that does is it adds a little bit more sort of chromatic richness to the paint colours, and sort of blends in the two different camouflage colours and the chipping colour, just to sort of soften the contrast between the two. It's the first time I've used it, pretty happy with how it's turned out. It's really sort of toned down the cream of the original Braun colour, so it's now a sort of off yellow, off white, sort of sandy colour, which is really good for Africa Core. So at this point now I'm going to leave it for the weekend and then come back to adding some pin washes and streaking effects. So thanks for watching the Dust Weekend, guys. I'll have more coming up shortly, and yeah, let me know what you're thinking of the models, and if you've got any questions relating to the system or the background and stuff, feel free to shout out in the comments below. Cheers!